Okay, hello everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining from. So today is an amazing day actually because we have amazing people joining us today, and they're joining from different parts of the world. They're going to introduce themselves. But yeah, we are going to be on this topic. This topic is really for us to learn about. It's really packed. It's packed, and we have a lot coming your way today. And I'd like you to stay put wherever you're joining from. Just stay connected. Give us your audience for this few. I mean, what about an hour we're going to spend here. So this is going to be a panel for AI education and global careers. I mean, AI is everywhere. We're going to be looking at unlocking international opportunities. So we have just to go right into it and not spend a lot of time. We're going to give them opportunity to introduce themselves, and then we can actually get into what they have for you today. Yeah, these are guests that we've invited on this channel. If you followed us on our channel, you've actually, you would know these faces are familiar, right? You
Just
must
to
have seen
follow.
them before. Yeah. So we have Dr. Yemisi Adedeji, Dr. Yems, and Dr. Yems will introduce herself. We also have Dr. Emmanuel. You see, doctors everywhere, and we're really blessed today. So yeah, let me give Dr. Yemsi a chance to introduce herself to our audience today, and then Dr. Emmanuel will follow.
Hello, I am Yemisi Adedeji. Um, Ignore every other thing that's been said. Yeah, so I'll put Dr. Yems in bracket there because a few people know me as Dr. Yems, so that kind of makes it easy. And I am a scientist, and I am also a recipient of the Global Talent visa in the UK. And yeah, I'm so excited to learn on this, wonderful platform. As you can see, they are very experienced people we have today here. So I'm excited more than even the hosts because AI is everywhere, like they said. So the only thing that is left now is how I can clone myself, So,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn that. And yeah, we'll talk about global opportunities, because I am originally from Nigeria. I am still a Nigerian, a very proud one at that. And yeah, some of the opportunities that God has brought my way is what has, led me being in the UK at the moment. So from a very young graduate assistant in Nigeria to where I am today has been, all about me wanting to learn more, wanting global opportunities, wanting something more than what I already have. And just, just to have more knowledge, just to be able to impact. Global opportunities is not just about you. It's all about impact. It's all about, other people being inspired by the work we do. And so I'm excited to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And then we have Dr. Emmanuel.
All right. Thank you very much. My name is Emmanuel, and well, currently I'm a postdoc at University of Luxembourg. But before that, I actually work at CISPA and L3, some of the finest institute across Europe. So I've been like quite everywhere, also in Hong Kong. I think the last time I was here, I was actually talking about Hong Kong as well. So I've actually also worked in Hong Kong before, and of course Nigeria a little bit as well. But actually, my major focus, research focus, is mostly on like privacy preserving machine learning. So I do a lot of basically I do attacks. And also I try to defend against those attacks against AI systems. I also worked with graph neural networks. So well, they're also just under this broad umbrella of the goal is to make sure that your information doesn't leak out. So you can train your model with your data, but at the same time you want to make sure that they are not being leaked. So that's our job, to make sure that we secure your data, right, while we still use your data. Yeah. And I think that's about it. But also, recently I started working in this direction of secure code generation, because now everybody's using AI for, code generation and the likes. And the question is, do we actually trust them, right? Do you actually trust the code that is being generated? And for some of you that probably you do all this vibe coding, right? The question is, should we actually trust your vibe codes, right? And if you've probably used Lovables or some other kind of app that actually you can just prompt and you know gets like the code written for you. The question is, do we trust them? And that's actually what I'm doing right now. So rather than just chasing the next frontier of AI, our job is to make sure that we can trust what we are doing, make sure that we actually privacy compliant, and also we can basically like use your data and still keep your privacy. So that's actually a nutshell of what I've been doing with my life so far. Yeah.
Yeah, really exciting. These are the people that make sure that the AI you're using is not going to go rogue on you, right? And that you're still going to keep it in check. Amazing. And we have
Right.
Miracle. I'm not hosting alone today, so Miracle is also here co-hosting with me.
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Um, Dr. Yemisi, I used to call her connecting connector. Is it connecting
Mm.
connector? So we are all connected, and I believe our audience are already used to that name. So we're happy to have you. And Emmanuel, yes,
Right.
every time you're here, I know we'll be laughing as the same thing millennials. We laugh a lot. So we're happy to be here and have you. All right,
Thank
yeah,
you.
thank you.
All right, great. So, yeah, this is a Friday evening for most of us, and I know that
Mm.
our doctors have had a very long week. They
Hmm.
need to rest, but for our audience, really, I want you to. So I'm going to put myself in the shoes of, I'm an early career person. I really want to know about your journey to get into where you are.
Hmm.
Just freestyle, you'll tell us, pour out your heart to our audience.
Hmm.
How you got to where you are today, how you gained, Dr. Emmanuel said he's everywhere. Like how you got to everywhere, how you gained visibility and international recognition in your field. And yeah, just talk us through how you got to where you are today. We would like to know. So going to start from Dr. Emmanuel.
Oh, all right. So for me, I left Nigeria 2014, which is actually very interesting. It's about 11 years now. And well, hmm, and it's been a very lovely journey, to be honest. So it's been a very lovely journey. So at first I went to Hong Kong for my master's. Then after that I started like this MPhil. It was supposed to be a PhD, but my professor retired, so I had to like switch to something else. Then I had the MPhil, a different story entirely, but nonetheless, so after the MPhil, I came to Europe for PhD. So most of this has been well in the same line of computer science. So I've been doing computer science for quite some time now. I also had a degree from Nigeria, a computer science degree, bachelor's degree, and that has been the line I've been following for quite some time now. But I have to say that like things really shifted into like the research interest and what I've been doing. And I think this is where maybe that's why I'm actually everywhere, because you have to be adaptive, right? Because things actually happen very fast. And you can think of this AI era right now, because before you think about it, there's actually something new. So the idea is, I mean, of course, you don't have to chase like the next frontier of things, but you have to be able to adapt to things, right? I mean, you have to have this kind of visionary eye to see, okay, this is the trajectory of things, and be able to switch quickly. So I think that has been well, I won't call it my superpower, but I think that has been working for me for quite some time now. So in fact, I mean, in Hong Kong, then I did advanced information systems. So we're just doing the typical information systems. And for my MPhil, that was when I did a little bit of all this video analytics, and we, in fact, one of our system I think is still being used at Hong Kong International Airport. And what we actually did was to be able to track the trolleys, right? So each time I go to Hong Kong International Airport, I actually always feel proud, because my one of my system is working somewhere to actually track trolleys. Because well, the problem itself was they had this problem of Hong Kong is very small, but there are a lot of travelers, right, from different parts. So Hong Kong used to be the hub. I think it's still right now. Like a lot of people travel from different part of Asia, and they actually have this central place, which is Hong Kong. You can actually transit from there. But the problem is because it's small, the airport is also small. It's actually very difficult for this resources, which is the trolley, right? And you can think of when you're traveling and the trolley is not, I mean, you're actually it's like your whole journey is actually messed up. And what we had to do is actually to use some of this video analytics to locate where the trolleys are kind of abandoned or where they are, and be able to kind of redirect it into where it's actually been needed, right? So and after I finished that, I actually moved into Europe, and that was when I started this journey of privacy, right? And I was actually doing I did AI in health, but also looking at the privacy perspective. So the idea was to be able to use the healthcare data, and you can think of how sensitive this data are. Like it's a very sensitive data, but still we want to be able to use AI with it, right? And what we did mostly was to train these models in a privacy preserving manner. And how do you actually test if it actually leaks information? And that's where like some of this information of me being an attacker. So I just have to create these attacks. We have to attack the system. We have to be the bad guy for the good guys. Right. So we have to attack the system and make sure that you can leak information. And if there's a leakage, we have to make sure we can defend against that leakage, right? So we have to just be like one step ahead of the attacker, basically. Of course, that doesn't mean information doesn't leak, but at least our job is to make sure it doesn't leak, right? And that's actually my short journey of how I transition from one place to another. Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. Interestingly, coincidentally, I was actually I made a presentation today of membership
Ah,
influence attacks. So
that's cool. You should
yeah,
cite my paper. You should cite
I,
my paper. I
I
did that
did
in actually
a demo on it, and just
no
trying to
way.
show how
That's
like
cool.
databases and models, like how um models need to
Lovely.
be protected from these attacks. So that's interesting. But one thing that you
Yeah.
mentioned,
Cool.
which I would like our audience to really at least for me I picked that out,
Mm.
was for your journey for gaining visibility. You mentioned adaptability,
Right,
and you
right,
also
right.
mentioned as
Mm.
well like really seeing the trajectory, right? Because
Right, right.
whatever took you from Nigeria to Hong Kong to
Mm.
Europe today, it's all about
Mm.
like what's the next trajectory where,
Right,
and then you have to
right.
also be thinking about the future. And yeah, AI is the future, and then you also have to think about other, what are the things that would enable this AI to be
Exactly.
ethically maybe good for people and
Right,
socially
right,
responsible.
right.
That's great. All
Mm.
right, Dr. Yemisi, your journey to get into where you are, this global talent that you are today, gaining this visibility and international recognition. Take it away.
Oh wow, how can I beat that? When the AI experts are talking, you know.
You got your own.
Yeah, Abio, I go talk with you. I know. Yeah, if you don't know what that means, talk your own. I will talk with you. I know it's a pidgin English in Nigeria. Where I guess we all come from. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey for me. And listening to Emmanuel leaving Nigeria 2014, I left a year before then actually. So I guess
All sweet.
yeah, so for me it was all about, the global opportunities. It was all about I wanted more. As a young microbiologist, I started working in the university as a graduate assistant, and I knew that, the trajectory for me to actually become where I wanted to be was, being able to expose myself to global opportunities, being able to further my education. And yeah, so that was all. And that was where it all started for me. So yeah, I got a scholarship um, at the University of Nottingham back then. And then from there, so I did immunology, microbiology, and immunology at the University of Nottingham. And so for me, I knew, like I said, I was a very young lecturer back then. So for me, it was like, oh, this is what I am working towards. This is what I want to become. And, being a microbiologist, you have to study things that you cannot see. And so I had to decide where exactly did I want to major in. So coming to the UK for me, I was like, okay, my master's, I knew I wanted to do a PhD. So from like day one, I started looking for opportunities. And that's why I always tell people, if you're just coming, if you're out there, you're watching this video at any point in time, you need to really be able to know what are what do I really want to do? Because for global opportunities to open up to you is about, seeing that future, like Emmanuel said, being visible, like Marilyn also said about how can you now create that visibility and how do you position yourself. There's something I always say that the future you do not picture, you cannot feature in it. So add that to connecting connectors, Mr. Miracle.
Yeah, we are coming. We will still address that.
So, you've got to picture where you want to be. You've got to see it and you've got to work towards it. Global opportunities won't just come. You literally have to dive in and be able to decide these are the things that I want to do. These are the crowns, these are the pros, and just pros, sorry. Just think about it. What exactly? So for me, that was it. I knew I wanted to do a PhD. I knew I wanted to do it in virology. Yeah, at the end of my master's, I had a bit of some challenges, I struggled a bit, but I knew what I wanted. And so in spite of those challenges, I was still able to finish my master's. And that same year I finished my master's, I got a PhD scholarship because I just knew that this is exactly what I wanted. So from day one, I was looking for applying for scholarships, and then all of that, you know, I had this transition from my master's to my PhD, and I started thinking, okay, what can I do with this PhD? As an immigrant, that some of us might be in different countries, you're tied with visa, all of that and all of that. And like I said, I just knew. Then I thought, okay, I don't want to be an academic in this country. I think I would like to do a mixture of, both, where I'm in an industry type of. So I started applying for jobs. So from my second year, the second year of my PhD, I started applying for jobs, looking for, I got so many rejections, honestly. And so if you're out there listening to us and you think, wow, AI will write your personal statement for you.
Yeah, they do though. They do.
I
They do
know,
very much. Yeah.
AI will write your personal statement for you. AI will help you answer your exam, um your
Interview.
questions. Yeah, for some applications you have question and answers. So yeah, AI will do all that for you. My brother, my sister, when you get to interview, it will be you they see, not AI. So
We do online Zoom interview.
and then you put the AI by the side. When they ask,
Exactly.
okay, now we know. So next time I'm on an interview panel, I'll say, please, can you show me the room? Just in case you have a bot there. But yeah, so for me it was about that. And so yeah, so those opportunities, I started thinking, okay, I want something more. How can I be more visible? And yeah, and that was where I heard about global talent visa by some of my friends that I had been endorsed in the research and academia. I was like, wow, really? So from my third year, I started working towards global talent visa, but I knew I wasn't there yet. I knew that I did not have good enough experience to be called a talent. And so I started thinking, and then God blessed us with the wonderful pandemic. And that was it. Because most of my work, and all of that, because, so my work and everything. So it was just a good way to, be able to showcase my expertise and the experiences that I have had. And so if you're out there and you're thinking, where do I start from? Start curating your evidences. Start putting together your journey every day. If there's something I do, is I always take a stock. Where am I? Where do I want to be? And where am I going? And so those are the things that, helped most of my decisions. So yeah, global talent, and yeah, I was, just ready for that future that I wanted to feature in. And so I pictured myself, and yeah, today I'm a global talent
Mm.
visa recipient, and yeah, I've been supporting others as well. So yeah, and so start curating your journey. Basically, the summary of it: start curating your journey, because you just never know when these opportunities will come. You need to be ready for it. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Yemisi, connecting connector, okay. So thank God you've clarified why we call you connecting connector. So if you meet her, you've met the next level. That's a new direction. That's what she's made up of. Yeah, so she give directions. That's what she does. So we just want you to let us I think maybe somebody might be asking this question. I find it challenging to be like you. I want to be like you. I've had your story. That's Yemisi. This question is for you, but for your you're also into coaching at the moment. You support people as well. Is it better, maybe with technology, getting all of these opportunities, or compared to when you were trying to get, pass through this journey to where you are now? So somebody's somewhere thinking it's going to be very difficult now, or it has been challenging. So what do you have to say from your experience? Yeah, I'll say Emmanuel too. You can answer, but let's start with Yemisi.
Oh, okay. So do you mean, is it easier with technology now?
Well, with technology and from your experience supporting people, yeah, it's more challenging than it used to be before, or is it easier now? So anybody can get those opportunities, whether GTV opportunities, global talent visa, or the scholarship opportunities. Yeah. So what do
Oh,
you
a
have?
very big yes. Is is way more challenging now, because the AI, yes, AI has helped us to we know more things. There are more people to apply for these opportunities, and yeah, to be honest, it's becoming more challenging, especially for the global talent visa. You will see two applications: research and academia, exactly the same experiences.
Hmm.
I've had people come to me like, me and my friend apply and we did the same thing. I'm like, no, you did not do the same thing.
Hmm.
Everyone stand alone in their area of expertise. When it comes down to it, there will be one thing that will be more impactful. I think, like we're talking to the AI and global opportunities, is all about what is the global opportunity you are bringing to the table. What is the impact of your work? So yeah, it's becoming more challenging with technology. Yeah, things are it's very easy now for me to put Emmanuel's name on ChatGPT and ask what he's done.
Hmm.
You know, what is you can literally put yourself in ChatGPT and find out how many people. Someone actually told me that in an interview.
Hmm.
One of the guests I was interviewing, that she put herself on ChatGPT, and that helped her see how many times her paper had been cited. I was
Hmm.
like, wow. So yes, it's easier with technology. There are loads of things that you can get. There are loads of information that technology, AI to be precise, has helped us to enhance. But you cannot take out the human part of it. The human part of it is unique to every individual. And that is why it's becoming more difficult. With global talent visa, oh yes, of course, it's becoming more stringent that there are very, very little things. The criteria is not changing. Unlike Tech Nation, you people are enjoying. They tell you this has changed, that
Hmm.
has changed. We We are not being told whether things are changing. We are just being told that it needs to be more innovative because things are moving. Yes. So, what
Mm.
is the impact of your work? How innovative is what you're doing? So, yes, it's more challenging, and which means you need a lot of work to go in there and a lot of show off.
Mm.
I will be contributing to your economy. Like we all know on this call, Global Talent Visa is not just for the UK. They have their own, Australia, US, different countries have, everyone is trying. It is now global indeed. Everyone, it's in one of my videos, I was saying it's now a global race. And so AI has made it global. And so who is going to win the race? Which of the countries are going to win the race? It's going to
Mm.
be about bringing the best of hands, the expertise. I'm wondering why, the UK hasn't captured Dr. Emmanuel yet, you know.
You guys don't have money. You guys don't have money.
Uh, but are you sure it's not? You don't have you want to come, but you don't want to just express your
No,
feelings.
no, 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 no. You guys are broke. You're broke.
So yeah, so it's a global race, and the UK is winning on every side, whether you like it or not, Dr. Emmanuel. We will grab you soon. Just wait and see. But yeah, that I hope I've been able to answer your questions.
Yeah, that's good.
That's
Okay.
interesting. So, yeah, actually want to pose this question to Dr. Emmanuel.
Mm.
You're a researcher in the field of AI, particularly in privacy. Can you talk more about the opportunities you actually see in your field, maybe more broadly? So, if someone actually starting out, maybe a researcher, could actually even be someone looking to go into the industry, what are the opportunities that are out there for them?
Right. Right. So I think there's actually a lot of opportunities. Of course, now, so in the AI space itself, it's becoming very competitive in that the job market is not smiling. But in the privacy sector, I think there's a lot of because if you think of this, everybody's developing the next frontier of AI, right? But the you can think of us as being the mechanics, right? Regardless of how many cars you make, right? You still have to go to a mechanic workshop, right, to service the car. There's always something that is broken in it, right? And that's basically what we do. And I think that part is kind of inevitable. Right, regardless of how you try to automate. Let me give a very simple example. Before, right? I mean, of course, if depending on the kind of audience that we have right now, before the mechanics in Nigeria used to be, you have to go under the car and like all I mean, your clothes have to be dirty at some point and whatnot with all the oil stains and all of this, right? But recently, right, with all this like Bugatti and all of these big cars in Nigeria, now everybody's going to computerized mechanics, right? So they're also mechanics, but now they're actually using computerized systems, right? They can diagnose your cars very easily by just looking at their laptop or like after plugging their and I think that's actually what privacy people are, right? The point I'm trying to make is I'm not saying it's not difficult, but I'm saying it's much easier for us than for the guys like that are really in the AI race itself. We're also in a race, which is we have to make it secure. But in terms of I won't call it security, but in terms of opportunity itself, I think there's more and more opportunity coming in. Because the point is, with new AIs, there's actually a loophole, right? There's always something that is going to be broken in the AI, right? There's always a flaw, and our job is to make sure that we fix the flaw before it becomes like a full scale, right? So the point is, we are always working. So we're actually working hand in hand with like people that are actually developing these AI systems and but our job is to make sure that what they're developing because for them they don't really care so much, they just care about the performance, they just care if it's good, right? But what we care about is what is good, is it safe as well, right? So to be honest, there's quite a lot of things and for people that are that wants to join, in my opinion, I think the time is now, right? The time is now in that you can easily even if you don't have so much of experience, you can still get through the door, right? At this moment, of course, maybe in the next 2 3 years, it could be different. But at this moment, even if you don't have so much of experience, you can probably just pick up some of the cybersecurity courses. In fact, I was having this conversation with one of my PIs yesterday, and he told me, he said, like recently, France now has a Department of Army that is for cybersecurity. So they didn't used to have it. Of course, US has always had it, but like a lot of countries are now becoming to realize that um, now it's becoming maybe a cybersecurity problem now, right? And everybody wants to
Mhm.
try and bring down your whatever system you probably have. So and now the army is now beginning to create this kind of like department of cybersecurity, and that really shows that now is the time to actually go into this, and because the bar right now is quite low. Of course, you don't expect to earn so much of salary, to be honest, right now,
Mhm.
if you're starting afresh, because I think that is the problem with young people, in that when we are starting something, we want to try and we look at like what this Facebook and all these guys are earning, and we're like, oh, that's what I'm going for. I mean, let's just take it, like, do internships, do, I mean, just it's okay to actually work for free for some time, right? Just to get some of these experiences, and then afterwards you can actually stand and be the valuable person you want to be. So what I would say is just pick up. It could be just a course on Coursera or Udemy, right? Just pick that up, cybersecurity course. Just get into the feeling, right? And actually just start slowly, and also connect to people. I think that's one thing I would advise. Just connect to people, and we'll see how things go. And talking about connecting, sorry, quickly, how I
Mhm.
met Miracle and Marilyn was actually at a conference, right? I just said hi, and that was all, right? I think we met it. Was it 2 years ago in
Yeah,
Austria or something?
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
for sure.
Right, and I think this is one thing that people have to embrace as well, right? You don't have to things don't have to be kind of magical. Sometimes it's just a simple hello that can actually open the door. So just connect to people, do your own work, just do a little bit of projects as well, and let's see how it goes. Yeah,
Okay, so that's really interesting. And just
awesome.
to recap what you've talked about, let's say you mentioned that. I mean, one thing I picked out is that, yeah, AI, there are people who are actually focusing on, let's get, just like using the car example, let's get the latest brand. But
Mm.
some people actually focusing on the safety of it, right?
Right, right.
Privacy, just to balance those two sides. And
Mhm.
you're saying that there are lots of opportunities in there, and
Absolutely,
then people
absolutely.
can really connect, start taking some calls, start networking,
Right,
and
right,
getting the
right.
information for the next steps. Okay, that's brilliant. That's brilliant.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, for Yemisi, let's explore a few things with you as well. Miracle.
Okay, so for a researcher or a professional in Africa watching us today, what are the first concrete steps they should take to become a visible and attractive candidate for international opportunities or programs like the Global Talent Visa? So I don't know if you got my question. Let me see.
Yes, I did. Yes, can you hear me now? Sorry, I was muted and it was refusing to unmute me. I'm suspecting all the AIs in on this call.
We are the good guys. We are the good guys. Yeah.
Emmanuel is
Everything
the ethical hacker. So if you have any concerns, it's Emmanuel that you're going to hold.
I know, right? That's why I keep, lamenting AI so that he can keep checking that I've not been hacked within this call. So the first set of steps to be taken if you're a researcher right now is, um, you want to publish your work, you want to attend conferences, like Emmanuel just said, he met Miracle and Marilyn at a conference. Attend conferences, open yourself up to opportunities, stop publishing in local journals. If you're back home, try your best to start looking for collaborations, look for fellowships. Some of you come on holidays to different countries. Why not look for a lab in that country and just visit? Look for a professor on LinkedIn. I've had people that They just the people they are the professors they are collaborating with in the UK, they met them on LinkedIn, and the professor was interested in their work, checked them out, and boom, a collaboration has started. So those are your first steps to, start publishing. Where is your work? How visible is even your work? When you're typed on Google now, what can anyone see about you? Outside of your home country, there are so many people you might want to collaborate with, which is why, global talent, we always say it's all about evidence. Your document is what speak for you. In global talent visa, there's no interview, nothing. It's your documents that speak for you. So that is how you should see your, putting yourself out there and being visible. Update your LinkedIn profile as much as possible. Whatever you're doing, show it. Show it and let people see what you're doing. Look for collaborations, go for conferences, register for, professional bodies. So most often than not, you will always get, especially for most of all the professional bodies, for conferences, you get discounts, submit presentations. It could just be, even a poster. If you can't get a presentation, you will get sponsored. So those are your avenues to, look for how to be visible and start attracting those, global opportunities. You don't get global opportunities just, sitting in in your room and sending AI on an errand. I'm ready. I'm ready for AI to.
Okay, Yemisi, what did we do to you today? You came for us. You came prepared. What did we do?
Don't worry, we'll start going to microbiology very soon. We'll come for your job.
you know,
Okay, so Dr. Yemisi, since you
we
want
are praying. We are praying for our jobs now because AI is doing everything. There are lots of companies that, so many things, so many people have been made redundant in even hospitals
Right.
because,
Mhm.
lots of big machines that could do what you usually do in labs are doing now. So it means that you yourself, to seek those global opportunities, you need to raise the bar. You need to raise the standard of this is how I need to be visible. And if you're back home, wherever home is for you, you want
Mm,
to start reaching out to people on LinkedIn, start creating that, you know, network, start looking, and the best places will be conferences, meetings, and all of that.
yeah, amazing. Amazing. You actually touched on what I was going to ask next, really, the impact of AI. Since you want to talk about AI, this is the opportunity now to shine. So I want to ask about the impact of AI, impact you've seen of AI, in your field, in research, for example, whether you want to come from the positive side or maybe the other side as well. So what has been the impact? What are you going to advise people who maybe are relying on this tool or don't even, depending on which angle you want to look at it from, don't use it or overuse it?
Me or the expert?
You want to talk about AI in your work? Yeah, let's start from you. Maybe as the consumer of AI or however you've seen it, because yeah, in research, you hear a lot of things. So people say several things happening. For example, I go to some journal venues and they say, actually, if you want to make this submission, we don't welcome submissions that are wholly written by AI tools like ChatGPT and things like that coming up. I actually looked at Turnitin. Turnitin used to be similarity score only, but now I
right.
see AI score as well, right? So
Mhm.
things have actually been changing, maybe from your
Right.
observation, the research field that you are in as well.
Yeah. So I think with AI there are lots of regulations that are being put in place, at the moment to be able to control a lot of things. For me, I do a lot of wet labs, so there's really nothing AI can do for me in
For
my
now.
for
For
now.
now,
Wow, this is your plan. Yeah, but yeah, AI is being used for a lot of things, and is actually, yes, making a lot of things, getting a lot of things easier, making people, you know, get things. Like I said, someone literally just put on ChatGPT to find papers, that she's published and how many times it's been cited. Before, you have to literally go to ResearchGate to do that. You have to go to ResearchGate, check how many times your own paper have been cited. But now you can, do that with ChatGPT, just put, and then if you want to read as well, you can ask AI to give you the most recent paper about a particular topic you're interested in. So those are the places that AI could come in. But yeah, you can't use it too much because, yeah, like, you can't make AI write your paper for you, the result analysis, all of that. You can't use AI to do most of those analysis. You have to do them yourself. You have to gather, all the, but maybe simple things like, I want to write to Mary Lane, and I've just written a very long piece. I'm like, okay, can you just readjust this for me and all that? Yeah, those are the small, small things. But yeah, AI is not something you can overuse. It will be detected because there's a human way of writing. I've come to realize, there's a human way of writing. So yeah, AI is good. It's good for some part of research. Yeah, there are lots of people doing research about AI and how, people are using it now. But yeah, for research like wet lab related, there's not much you can do with AI, to be honest. I guess that's why it's wet lab. But yeah, AI is helpful. You want me to talk against AI? No. So that AI, no. But yeah, I think the
All right.
issue we have these days is people, people overusing it, and then it being detected, people wanting AI to write their research for them, people wanting. Just remember that AI is as good as you sitting as a reviewer to read papers and bringing up those knowledge together. And so AI has just been given lots of information, and is still search and has the ability to search all those information. So it's literally going to be, writing exactly what you'll be writing for A and B in just different ways. So you can imagine if everyone was to be using AI, what will be the output? So yeah, I think, yeah, overusing it will be a very big, it will be a very big issue in, being able to make your work visible. And somebody sent an email, and you could literally see under the email, what was it now? Rewrite this for me.
Okay, doctor. I know,
The
I
prompt.
know you're going
You know
to
the
send
prompt.
AI
The,
to the court of law right now, or the users.
the prompt. They sent an email with the
Oh
prompt
wow.
of the AI and what the AI,
Yeah.
wrote, and what they asked the AI to include and review. So you see that that would be a disadvantage, because you would just be selling yourself short. And so let's not lose the human part of us. And I think that's where, that's one thing that Emmanuel said, not yet. So we're waiting for the future, how AI will come and take our wet lab. But for now, we
So,
dominate.
Yeah, we dominate, right? Okay, interesting. So, Dr. Emmanuel, um,
right,
yeah, you're the AI person, but actually from the perspective of balancing, like, okay, this
right,
AI we're using, how do we make it responsible, trustworthy?
right,
Where do you see the biggest demands in that field,
mm,
ethics and privacy? Is it
right.
is it tech? Is it companies, or like tech companies, government research, or something unexpected? Where you seeing that biggest demand
Yeah.
in the coming
Right
years?
now, Yeah, sorry. Right now, I think it's everywhere though, because ethics is something you can actually, it's non-negotiable, right? But the only painful thing is, humans, we also have our flaws, and we try to make AI perfect. And I think that is where we actually see the disconnect. But in terms of the areas in which ethics actually play a role, it's everywhere. Because you talk about fairness, right? You talk about bias. I mean, we're always biased, right? But we don't want AI to be biased. So it's like what I see it as right now is that like a lot of things that we do, we try to not transfer it to the AI, which is actually very difficult in a way, right? But in terms of ethics and AI, I think there's there is there's still room for improvement. So let me actually give you a quick like a quick story. I think maybe I can say that in like 2 minutes. So what we submitted a paper today, and what we actually did was, like I said, I do a tax, right? This system, I'm not going to mention the name because it's actually a very big system. It's used like mostly in Africa. It's used in Europe and everything. And what we did was we actually position ourselves as a novice attacker. So my job basically is just to use LLM to get information about how to attack a system, right? So I have to kind of craft my prompt, and by default, right, what the LLM will tell you is, oh, I cannot do this, right? This is beyond my like beyond my safety filter, whatever
Mhm.
it is. So I'm not going to do that for you. So of course we're smarter because we do attacks, and we were able to craft some kind of prompt in which you can still get information and from this system, and the results are mind blowing. We can literally copy an entire database. We can actually attack. We can see all the information. We can also escalate. So, for instance, assuming I'm just a low level user, I can now use AI to help me to escalate my privilege basically, so I can actually promote myself to an admin. I'm not going to tell you but it's a very big system, and that's one of the things in which we did. So the point I'm trying to make is there are actually two sides to AI, especially from the ethics perspective. Because some people are also just using it for pen testing, right? You just want to see like some of the flaws in your system, right? But some people are also using it for attacks, right? And it's kind of a gray zone in which AI cannot actually detect who is real and who is fake, right? So the point I'm trying to say right now, as far as ethics is concerned, I think it's something that we clearly will be working on in the next coming years, because we it's going to take some time before we get it right. That's even if we get it right, to be honest, because we humans, like I said, we are biased, right? But we don't want AI to be biased. And remember that AI is actually trained on our data. So, and this is where this new direction of using synthetic data actually comes in to maybe solve some of this problem. Because at least when you generate a synthetic data to some extent, you can say what you want, right, compared to what it is like in the real world. So in a broad spectrum, yes, there's actually like issue with AI and ethics, which is the fact that it's still a long way. And I think this is where people really need to get on the bandwagon, right? And ethics is actually just umbrella term for a lot of things. We have privacy, we have explainability, and all of this kind of interesting topics, right, in ethics. So I think this is a very critical moment in which some of these things can really, really be helpful for people to get into. Yeah,
Okay, interesting. All
awesome.
right,
Yeah.
so let us actually, our audience, have you been quiet? Have you actually been listening? We want to get your questions, your
Oh,
thoughts.
they are sleeping.
It's a Friday evening. Okay, so please wake up our audience. Wake up, wake up. We've been talking about a very, very interesting topic, and we have, amazing, amazing global talents among us that have been doing great research, and they are researchers in their own rights. So if you have any questions, whether you're on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're joining from, please drop your questions or your comments for our audience. So we actually would like to know. I'll just go further with you, Dr. Manuel, because yeah, we've been talking about global and global,
Mhm.
but let's say as an African who wants to really contribute to the global conversation,
Right.
how would they build a reputable profile in this community, in ethics, for example, where they are? I mean, is global always going to be like you are migrated to Germany or to UK?
Mm,
How can they
that's a
actually
good one.
be where they are and actually start
Right.
really
Right.
contributing?
I think that's a very good question. Well, to be honest, well, mine was the opposite, which was only after I came to like outside of Nigeria. That was when I, started doing all of this. But if I would advise someone that is actually just starting, I would say, sometimes I think local really matters, right? Because before we think of global, we should actually think locally, right? If you're a local champion, to some extent, I think it's much easier for people to want to collaborate with you. I remember, I think was the Yemisi that was actually talking in this direction as collaboration. Because the point is, if I don't know you, right, and I've never seen your work before, how can I actually trust you? Right. I mean, I think it goes back to the kind of
Mm.
things I do with AI with code right now, which is, can we actually trust the codes that AI is generating, right? And I'm saying like, and this I think is a major problem, which is um, even if it's just a small project, right? Just I mean, and there are a lot of platforms you can just upload some of your work to GitHub, right? You can even create a free website. Actually, one of my websites is very dormant right now, but you can create a free like profile using GitHub, and some of these things are very easy right now, right? So what I would say is start locally, right? Some of even I think maybe the easiest way to actually get into ethics is actually looking at bias, right? In Africa, we are always biased against something, even if it's someone that likes to talk about it. I mean, there's always like a different aspect in which we can actually bring to the table, right? And maybe a quick one. So we're actually talking about something quickly. I think, sorry, too many stories, but just 1 minute of the story. So we had you can think of AI generating references. I want to use what Yemisi was talking about, which is it can actually generate references for you. And there was actually this recent direction in which, yes, AI generates references, but some of them are just made up, right? They're hallucinated. It's just making up the title and everything for you, right? It looks good. But then if you actually bring it to the African ecosystem, for instance, right? So, for instance, if let's say I ask something about, let's say, Dr. Yemisi, for instance, um, because it's not used to the names, it's just going to make up things, and the error rate or the hallucination rate in generating, let's say, references for African like research is much higher than than that of the Western, right? And so some of this, I'm only trying to say, like, all of these things are some things that they are subtle, but they are very important, right? So it's fine if you just look locally and actually see some of these problems that is happening with some of the system. And if you can write a blog post for it, or you can just design a website, I think it's going to go a long way. Yeah. So yeah, that's yeah.
All right, amazing. It
Right.
looks like our audience are very much awake now. So, hi, Elizabeth. All right, there's a question here, and this person is asking if, as a tech person, I don't have any work experience but only internships and personal projects, am I still eligible? Um, so I am guessing, I'm not sure what eligibility they're asking about, but yeah, maybe we can look at it. Dr. Yemisi, do you want to take this one, maybe from the angle of global talents, or if they can
Mhm.
clarify what eligibility they mean? But asking, yeah, if I don't,
I'm
as a
on.
tech person, I don't have any work experience. I mean, either of you can take that question, actually. So,
Okay, so if we say from the global talent visa, from a global talent visa perspective, this person can be talking art and culture as a fashion designer, because the person said, I make clothes for my family and I've sent to America. Am I eligible? I have been sewing since university days, but I don't have a business, so I have both tech and tailoring experience. So that divides that person right into two. So you can be a global talent, you know, you can be a promising talent towards fashion design, for example. So that fashion design comes under the art and culture part of global talent visa, and you would need 10 pieces of evidences, 3 recommendation letters, you would need your CV, you would need a personal statement. And so, yes, Sending clothes to America, do you have an invoice for it? That is an evidence, yeah. Because for fashion designing, sorry, for fashion designers, they want them to be able to show evidence that they have, stock abroad. So that can be an evidence. What else do you do? Like, we're talking about visibilities, we're talking about global opportunities. As a fashion designer, how many people have worn your clothes? Are you on Instagram, for example? How visible is your work? So that would be a global talent visa side of things. So everything needs evidence, and Emmanuel has just re-emphasized on that visibility of, it's all about your work. So most of the people that have been endorsed as global talent visa recipients, either as promising talent or as talent themselves in fashion designer, most of the work they've shown is the work they've done in their home country. And that is where the local that Emmanuel was talking about comes in. So if you've been sewing since your university days, how many people, have worn your clothes? Are you a global brand? So this might be your place to start thinking of, how can I rebrand myself? Because even though you know how to sew, you have been sewing since you were born, maybe. But which is not the case. But yeah, how long have you been doing this, and what is the evidence? What evidence do you have? If you were to produce 10 pieces of evidence, there's media recognition there, all of that come together. And so if you are also a tech person, I'll leave that to, Marilyn. Glotale is your place to go, should I say, because you want to start thinking tech nation, okay? And there as well, you need pieces of evidence. So I think I should just tell you, for the tech side, quickly, go and find Glotale and use their eligibility. They have this eligibility stuff on their website. So go and click on it. I'm sure it'll be posted in the comment section shortly. And then you can look at what are the criteria that I need to meet. So I guess I've answered that questions in, if that's, I hope I've answered it.
Okay, we can hear you, Miracle. I think you're trying to speak. So I'll just take the next question. Elizabeth is asking, so I have experience in tech. I finished a bootcamp in software engineering and did 2 internships, but I have not been opportune to work in an organization, but I have many repositories. Okay. So Dr. Manuel, do you want to take that one? I guess
Right.
she's
Yeah.
want to know
Quickly.
what
Yeah. I think that's fantastic that you've gone through camp and all of these wonderful things. I think it's lovely that you have repository as well. I think the next part is like, first of all, what do you want, right? Because the fact that you have not had work experience should not. I don't think it should be a problem right now. Of course, if you want an entry level right position, not a program manager or project manager position. Right. So right now, I think you have every ingredient to actually launch yourself. I think what next is actually, looking at what kind of organization that you want, right? Because if you say you've done some internship, right, you can also even look back to seeing if they can retain you, or you can see if you can actually get some recommendation from them. As to, I mean, everybody has friends, right? I remember just a quick story. Okay, too many stories, but a quick story. So I remember I was actually, was it early this year, right? Because yeah, I was here and I met one guy also in a conference. And the funny thing is, I didn't know, but he has a friend that was struggling with a job in Hong Kong. And I happen to know quite a few people in Hong Kong. So we met at the conference, just casually talking, and he mentioned that, okay, there's this friend that's been struggling. This, I said, okay, this is the direction in which I know people. Let me see if CV can work. And lo and behold, it works. So what I'm trying to say is, and now it's actually working now. And the point I'm trying to make is sometimes, it could just be a friend of friend, right? It doesn't even have to be the person, because I didn't know the person I helped. I only knew the guy I met. And I didn't even know the guy I met. I only met him at a conference, right? And I'm saying, like, sometimes some of this conversation, right? So it doesn't have to, since you have something to show for it, that's wonderful. I think that's the first step. The next step is try and know one or two people. And you can also just send them your portfolio, what you've done, and see how, I mean, where it goes. Of course, you're going to get a lot of rejection, as Dr. Yemisi said. It's going to be a lot, but at the same time, all you need is just one win, which is sufficient. Yeah.
Great, great. Okay, Henry Chima, hi, all the way from France. Amazing. Glad you're here. You mentioned that you're trying to integrate into the AI world as well. Okay, welcome to the world and keep moving. We're all in it. We're all in it. Glad to hear as well that the session has been insightful. So we are really coming to the end of the session. Miracle, are you back on? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can see the AI version of you. We can hear you actually. We can hear you. All right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so we are going to be wrapping up. If there's still more questions, your last chance is your last chance to ask to our guests. We have two amazing guests here. It's not easy to bring them on, and they've actually been sharing, really pouring their heart out because they want us to succeed, right? They've been blessed so far to get this far in their career, and it was not a walk in the park. I'm sure it took a lot of hard work, God's grace and all that, and they're here and they really want to pour their heart out and share their journey to getting here, and really willing to answer our questions as they've been answering. So I
In
really
fact,
want
if I can
us.
add something,
Oh yeah,
Mary,
go
maybe just
ahead.
1 minute. Yeah, I just wanted to add something quickly that now, in this era of AI, right, especially with this notion of global talent, you can think of yourself as, competing with everybody that has exactly what you know, right? And that is, I think, this is where the uniqueness actually comes in, because before, they used to actually judge a lot of this application by, let's say, the essays you write, right? But now AIs can actually write a very beautiful essay, and you'll be wowed by it, right? But the question is, what is actually in the essay, right? Is it something generic, or is it something that has some weight, right? Because the reader, the goal is actually just to captivate. So I'm just saying, like, you can think of this race as everybody has exactly the same information you have, right? Yeah.
Mm,
So before, it used to be, okay, if you were eloquent, then that's when you can actually go through the phases and stages. But now, with AI, you can correct whatever grammar mistake you probably have. So the question is, we all have a kind of playing field. Let me actually call it that. And the question is actually, what will make you stand out? And I think that is what we need to actually search for right now, as to what is my uniqueness, right? And the moment you find your uniqueness, I think I think
mm,
doors really open. I think doors will really open. Yeah.
yeah. So they say AI is a leveler, right? You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
a
Exactly.
leveler. So it has actually brought us to the point where you're like, okay, now you show me what's your competitive advantage, what's your
Exactly.
unique selling point.
Right.
Because
Right.
that thing that you have, I have it as well. You have your
Exactly.
GPT, I have my own GPT. So what's going to stand us
and I'm
out?
even and I'm even using the paid version.
Ah, okay, yo, okay. Don't worry, I'm going to get my own paid version as well. You have the latest model, I have the latest model. So what, right? Okay.
Yeah, but
Right.
not everyone can be an attacker. Just remember that.
Yes. Yes, Dr. Yemisi. Okay, we've got one question, and that will be our last question. How can
Oh,
tech students in developing countries position themselves to compete globally in AI-driven careers despite limited local
fantastic.
resources?
Hmm.
Oh, interesting question as well. Yeah. Um,
Right. Should I go first on this?
yeah, you
Because
can
I
go.
so actually I have quite a few experience. In fact, so in our lab as well, we have this SNT for Deaf, and what we mostly do is we actually have a lot of students from Africa. And to be honest, this is my first time of working with African students, African professor in my whole life, right? In the past 10 years, so it's a lot of like uniqueness that I've seen, and I think this might answer your question, which is how can we compete? So I think the point is, we should not think of it as a competition, but we should think of it as how to actually leverage, right? Because truly,
Hmm.
we don't have this capacity right now. We could. but we don't. Right. And I think it's better to actually look at it from the direction of how can I use it, right? Because
Mm,
truly, if you want to compete, we lost already even before starting, right? But how can you use it? And I think that is where we have to think of. And like I said, since everybody has this, it's all depends on your creativity now, right? Because I think one thing that will happen very soon is like a lot of people, I wouldn't say will become like highly dependent on AI and won't be able to think for themselves. And I think maybe this is where Africa is going to shine, in that we still have this sense of creativity, right? And
mm,
we because I mean we don't even have good light, so right. So I think some of this uniqueness, I think those will make us stand out. So I will say to you, yes, things are actually very difficult right now, but like I said, you can actually maybe check my profile, check my institute. Sometimes I think sometimes we have this like collaboration with a lot of African countries, and we have a lot of PhDs from African countries. Actually, like almost half of the lab is actually PhDs from African countries, so they have this collaboration. But also, my advice would be try not to compete, try to leverage, because
mm,
we cannot just leverage it, use it to the best of your knowledge. Try and position yourself as someone that is also grounded in what you believe in, right? And I think with that, it should be much easier to actually scale, right? And don't try to learn to write so much codes anymore, right? I think that's one of the problems we have, right? I think it's much easier now. That's
Yeah.
why you guys should come to privacy, yeah.
So they talk about, yeah, that's a very good point. They talk about leapfrogging, Africa leapfrogging, right? Because
Mm,
let's just say maybe we've learned from the people who have started from scratch to build,
right, right,
and rather than starting from scratch, we can leapfrog
exactly.
to where we
Mm,
we can take all those lessons, those mistakes, and really do
mhm,
better with our own
right,
localized
right, right.
examples and data sets. All right, Dr.
Cool.
Yemisi, could you, maybe not from the tech angle, the research angle, let's say, yeah, research student, whatever field in developing country wanting to compete, despite limited, you also know in research you have limited resources back
mm.
at home. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think I'll still go back to what Emmanuel said earlier about, doing something locally. What are those, opportunities that are available for you locally? So, for example, a global talent visa, they want to see a natural trajectory of your career as a researcher. So, where does that start? It starts from your home country. So, what are
Mm,
the opportunities that are coming your way?
right.
So in developing country, as students, now we're talking student. This person has said student. Most of the professional bodies, they always give discounts for students. Students always have you know um a lot of advantage.
Mm,
There are lots of advantages. So being a student is a time for you to explore everything you can. You see conferences, everything, you can explore them. In fact, you email somebody, you send a message to somebody, you tell them, I'm a student of so, 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 so. I have, I'm a graduate, or yeah, I'm in this level, I'm doing this project. They will respond. Why? Because of your interest. Why? Because they're like, oh, this was me somewhere,
mm,
years back. This was me. So, as a student, I always tell people it is your time to leverage. Like, man, I had to write that down, don't compete, leverage. I literally wrote that down. And so I'll add that to my connecting, Mr. Miracle. You
Mm. Yeah, yeah.
you know don't compete, leverage. So as a student, you have lots of opportunities to your undergrad thesis, your master's thesis. Have they been published? Can you, even if they cannot be published, can they just, can you dump them somewhere? Can it
Extended
be?
abstract.
Yes. you know can you just review it and drop it in a journal of your own professional body? It might not be a big article like that. Write a review and just put it out there. So as a student, take every opportunity you can. I think some of the problem, some of us don't, or some of the opportunities some of us don't have as student, until you get to graduate level as a student in developing countries, you don't really see yourself as someone that can take
Mm,
global opportunities. And it's
mm,
a very, it's a very myopic mentality, which, is something we should move we should move past by now. So if you're in a developing country, start you are in a developing country as a student, start aspiring those global opportunities. Don't wait until you're a graduate student. Like we have said a lot of things about AI today. A lot of things are moving, a lot of things are shifting. So whether you're at the undergraduate level, at the postgrad level, seek global opportunities, leverage on your being a student, and you will be surprised. You would even message someone that you think is so big in your field, and they will respond
right.
to you as a student. They will.
Um,
So leverage on that. And yeah, um yeah, that's what I think I'll say at this point. And also,
Amazing.
sorry, let me just add one thing in regards to global talent visa. If you're in developing country, people always say, for the research and academia side of things, people always say, oh, I'm looking for no one to endorse me, because with the global talent visa under research and academia, you need to be endorsed by an eminent person in the UK. And so what we are finding is a lot of people in developing country don't know anyone in the UK. But like we said,
we
what
know we know Marilyn. Go for Marilyn.
Abby, yeah, so we know Mary Lynn. So, but that eminent person has to be at the
Mm,
level of professor, associate professor,
mm,
which
mm.
you will all get there someday in Jesus'
We're
name.
getting there. We're getting
Yes,
there.
yes, 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 by God's grace, you know. So yeah, and just look for someone on LinkedIn that is in your area of specialty, that you can just send your profile to. You might not even start with global talent visa, for example. Just see collaboration. Oh, I'd like to visit your lab. Oh, are there opportunities? Like, Emmanuel has just dropped here that his labs do a lot of, there are lots of universities that do student exchange program, and they are just looking for people from developing countries and all of. So reach out to people, leverage on your studentship. Thank you.
Hmm. Woo, Dr. Yemisi, the way you used to drop this your bomb.
I've,
Like,
I know, I've
powerful
learned
input.
it from
Leverage
Emmanuel.
on
That
your
was from
studentship. Wow.
Emmanuel.
Okay.
That was from
Um,
Emmanuel. Don't compete leverage. I had to write it down. I love it. Yes.
yeah, yeah. All right, amazing. And I really want to echo what you were saying about leveraging on your studentship. Yes, I remember when I was a student, I attended like 7 summer schools back then, machine learning summer schools. I really, really leveraged on my studentship. I make the most of it. And I actually also saw some students coming from Africa with the funding, right? Some of those summer schools were actually funded and they could get funding. So people don't, because when we talk about global, people actually think, oh, okay, I have to migrate to the UK, I have to be in Germany, I have to be in the US to actually call myself global. But you can actually really be where you are and really start leveraging those opportunities where you are. And like you said, there's so many programs out there that actually help students to assess these opportunities. Okay. All right. So we are really right at the end. EJZ, please can we have the record? I don't know where you're joining from, but it's already going to be live on that channel. So if it's on YouTube, it's already live there and you'll be able to
You are
access.
not following us. You are not following us. Subscribe. Subscribe.
Well, yeah. Woo! I like that. Miracle is usually the evangelist on this one. I don't know what's happening to his audio. Miracle, can you speak?
Yeah, the devil is a
Woo!
liar.
Welcome back.
Can
Yeah,
you hear me?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Loud and clear.
The devil is a liar. You must
Oh
subscribe.
yes, yes.
Subscribe.
And it's free. And it's
Yes,
free.
yes. This is because we subscribed the other time. So person that subscribe, that is why Emmanuel is here. Everything is here. So if you subscribe again, you will come again.
So EJZ, even and everyone, please subscribe. That's how you get the recording. You understand? Okay. All right. So thank you. Thank you so much. Miracle, final words and then closing.
Yeah, thank you so much. A lot to learn. Yeah, my network did not even want me to learn, but I still learn. And I know there's a lot to take up. Yes, so we want to say a wonderful thank you to our guest speakers. They've been they have been inspirational. We we are really grateful for your time. Yes, and sacrifice because a sacrifice to provide all of this information. But we want you to know that you have blessed millions of lives. Your reward is not just in heaven; it's even on earth. So we're happy and we really appreciate that. Yeah. So our audience will want to reach out to you to get more information. If they have questions, how can they contact you when they want to see you again? So let me see how best can they reach you. No, you are everywhere there, so you can just drop it your contact. How can they contact you if they want to know more of this information from you?
Yeah, my name is exactly what it is on LinkedIn. Yeah, I've got a YouTube channel. I've got some videos there that you can, if you're interested in research and academia, you can actually get more information on there. We've hosted the whole Glotale as well on our channel, so we've had this collaboration going for a long time now. I think we're going to host Emmanuel soon. This is me
Ah, that's
dropping
good.
word from here.
Oh, 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 oh.
Wow.
Finally, I have a job.
So yeah, so you can find yeah, so and also, yeah, we if there's one thing you should check out is Immigrant Voices and Victories, which is a podcast where we interview different immigrants to share their journey. I really think that's somewhere that people should always go to get inspired, to see how people's journey has been, which is exactly what Glotale has also done for us today. And there are quite a lot of stories as well on Glotale channel that lots of people have shared, which I always sneak in to come and watch as well. So I'm a member of this community, whether you like it or yes. So yeah. So all this information are out there for you to, grab. So leverage on it. So yeah, you can contact
Mm.
me there on YouTube. There's lots of way to contact me, and on LinkedIn as well, professionally if you want to. But yeah, and then drop a comment here. We can actually get it. And yeah, if you reach Glotale, you reach me. So
Mm. We are one.
yes.
All right, thank you, Yemisi. Emmanuel, how about you?
Right. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
you have a similar. Um, there's a very big relationship between you and Yemisi because it's the same giving out. Giving. Emmanuel is a giver. He gives a lot. So, if you've met Emmanuel, you've met Yemisi, you've met your next level. That's why I put Yemisi connecting connecting. So I need to look for a name, your own nickname to give you. But today I must get it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm putting it. God will
Right.
trust.
Yeah.
So if you have met Emmanuel, God is already with you for opportunities.
Yeah, you can just set
All
my
right,
yeah,
Emmanuel,
you can
over
you
to
can, you can
you.
set my full name, Olatunji Iyola Emmanuel. Yeah, and you probably see a Chinese character as well. It's a long story, but I have a Chinese name as well. Yeah, so if you search my name, Olatunji Emmanuel with the Chinese character, that's me. Oh, by the way, yeah, let me say I sent you a request.
Oh
Accept,
yeah, I
accept,
was
accept.
looking for you when I saw the Chinese. I knew is this AI or at first I thought you were going to greet us in some, very chinkolized language, but you came here speaking English, and I'm like,
No, the point is I don't want to be proud, right? I don't want to be
oh, it's
proud.
okay, it's okay, it's okay. Stay humble, stay humble. Oh my
All
god.
right. All right. So Emmanuel, you didn't tell them about some of the things you do. Maybe
Uh,
there are some things about
about Oh,
scholarship,
right, right,
and
right,
yeah,
right.
opportunities in Hong
Right,
Kong.
absolutely, absolutely. Well, I think one thing I always like tell people is I think it's very important to go to Asia. They have a lot of money as well. They have a lot of connections. I mean, life is beautiful there, to be honest. I miss it. I might still go back, but I'm enjoying Luxembourg right now, so I cannot complain. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I have to
yeah,
say, I think yeah, Asia, especially Hong Kong, and I'm also like in this in this we're about to sign some kind of good deals with my previous university to actually see how we can actually bring in people, right? So and it's part of the things I'll be doing with some universities in Nigeria as well. So I'm saying like I think it's about time to start looking into some of this university. Yes, the thing is you have to pay, especially if you have a 2-1, but if you have a first class, there's actually always a scholarship. But if you have a 2-1, yes, you pay, but at the same time, for instance, in Hong Kong, after 7 years, you become a permanent resident, and you have no idea what that means. It's like you actually, it's like having a gold card with you, right? So the point I'm making is, yes, if you don't have a strong like academic standing, it might be a bit difficult, in the sense that you have to pay. To be honest, but I think there's more opportunities because I paid and I'm here now. So to be honest, and I never regret it. So I'm saying like it's a win-win situation. So and I think that is something that we should also be open to. It's really good to have all this amazing scholarship, but sometimes you just have to, if your profile is not good enough, you might just have to, sacrifice some few thousand dollars. But afterwards, you become like well recognized, and you actually make the money back. To be honest, and that's what I tell people. In 1 year, you make the money back. So it's you actually not losing. Yeah, you can just think of it as just having
mm,
a visa to go to a place. Yeah, right.
I think I'm in the
wow.
wrong profession.
Uh, it's not late to change, though. It's not
Uh,
late.
I've been so AI baptized tonight that I will pray about it.
You can actually make a clone of yourself to remain in your profession and then just transition the human.
Exactly.
Yes,
That makes sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
yes, yes. I'll think about
Awesome.
it,
Thank you,
and I
everyone.
hope not to attack
Thank
my
you.
own clone because
Oh my God. It's looking like we will not go today. It's becoming fire over fire pack, more than fire. Yeah, we'll still have us back. Yeah, so at the moment, we'll just call it a close for today. It's been a very wonderful time once again. Thank you for our great speakers. Yes, you've made our day. All right,
Thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Awesome.
thank
See you again in
you.
the next.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank
Bye.
thanks.
you.
Bye.
Yep. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.